Hey guys, Omni here. So last night, a trailer dropped, the final trailer, actually, for The Eternals. Sorry we're a little late to this. I spent most of last night at the hospital, so I'm still kind of catching up on things. Everything's okay. Just had a little bit of an episode. It's all fine and dandy. No need to worry. But we're going to be checking out this trailer here in just a second. Now, the trailers up to this point have really not given us a lot of the story, what elements of this film, more the aesthetic, the production design, the direction, the feel, the tone, the characters. We got a stellar cast coming about, the suits for these characters, and some really fantastic imagery. But the story, as far as what the goal is, what the villain is, what the drive of the film is, we don't really have a whole lot of information about that. I did see an interview that was coupled with this trailer that mentions that the film will, in fact, address why they have not interfered in any of the crazy events that have happened within the time frame that we've been following the MCU. So hopefully there's a good explanation for that. But I'm really excited to see people like Kit Harington and Richard Madden join the MCU, among others. This is a stellar cast, so I'm excited to see what they can bring to these characters, what they can bring to this element. The Eternals, aside from some loose information that I know about their ties to like the Deviants, to Thanos, to more so the universe of Marvel than the individual characters. I'm more familiar with them as a group as opposed to them on the individual level. So I'm excited to see how they play out as individuals within the film, and just kind of see how that comes through, and like see who's my favorite Eternal once it comes out and it's all said and done. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with this. So let's go ahead and check out this trailer, and we can talk about it after. Here we go.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
Oh.
How long do we have?
Great.
7 days.
The emergence.
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the Deviants.
There they are. Dude.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos? Or any war, or all the other terrible things throughout history?
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless Deviants are involved.
Okay.
Who?
We
Dude.
need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
Okay. You got some personalities coming out here.
We have loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something, you protect it.
Ooh.
You can't protect. Any of them.
Kinky. Oh, damn. Okay.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Fall collection. IKEA.
That was good, man. The imagery in this trailer alone. This movie is going to be a spectacle of the eyes, man. Like the scale, the scope is gorgeous. The crazy visuals alone are phenomenal in this. The tone, it definitely feels like it's got a lot of weight to it. It definitely has like a more, I don't know, like an artistic quality to the film. It feels more like ethereal in a way. Kind of the vibes that I get from watching like the Dune trailers that we've been seeing, like the upcoming Dune film. Like it gives me some kind of vibes of that mixed with some kind of indie feelings to it. I don't know. It's hard to describe, like, for me right now. It's hard for me to put those words together to get it out right. But I mean, right out of the gate, they're addressing Thanos. So they've been given the directive to not interfere with any human affairs whatsoever unless deviants are involved. And that, of course, is the command given to them, I believe, by the Celestials that created them. And I guess it just goes as far as they just adhered to that. So despite the calamity, despite the tragedy that befell humanity, they didn't bother to interfere because deviants were involved. Though you could argue Thanos has the deviant gene, at least in the comics. They could completely retcon that from the MCU canon, but in the comics, at least, he carries the deviant gene. He's not a full deviant, but like he has that in him. Like humans can have the X gene. He ended up having the deviant gene. So that's why he is an Eternal that looks the way he does, compared to them. So like but of course they also gave it a different backstory in this as well. So it is what it is. So who knows? But I'm curious to see how that all ties in. Because it's kind of like a little bit of a loophole right there. But I like that Kit Harington's addressing it. Because, of course, I think if they hold with his backstory, because I did look into some of these characters, specifically Kit Harington's, because I was really excited to hear about him being cast. So I did read a little bit about his character. So he is kind of like this, in some versions, he's this knight that is just kind of like carried on throughout the generations from medieval times until the present. And then in others, he's like the descendant. He inherits this sword that gives him the powers of his descendant who was there back in the past or whatever. So depending on where they go with that, he might be like, the fuck have you guys been? And they basically just guilt tripping them. And then it's the acknowledgement that whatever they are facing now, they called it the emergence, which it doesn't automatically ring any bells for me, but maybe, just going off the word itself, maybe they said that, Thanos took everybody out with half the population of the planet, the universe, with the snap of his finger, and humanity was able to do just the same to undo it with the snap of a finger. And that amount of cosmic radiation, which we've seen come up multiple times throughout the show. I mean, it is a really long-running show at this point, if you consider all the films together, that, it was addressed in WandaVision as recently as, and it, it's affecting things. We saw it, in a way, give powers to Monica by the alteration of her DNA, the cosmic radiation that the perimeter around Westview had given off. We've seen it have these effects, and even Rocket in Endgame was talking about how, like, the amount of cosmic radiation deviating, sourcing from Earth from the snaps themselves has not been seen in the universe throughout multiple times. Of course, you had Thanos snapping the stones away. So you had 3 snaps within a short period of time, within a 5-year time frame, that I guess caused enough energy output to allow for this emergence to occur, whatever it is. Maybe it's like the awakening of the deviant gene that has been dormant all these years. Maybe they haven't had to really interfere because the deviants have not been a problem. Maybe the deviants have been locked away, and that exertion of power opened their gate and freed them, and that's why we're seeing these creatures coming in and attacking and them actually getting involved. Or maybe, like we've all kind of been theorizing, that not only is this activating the deviant gene and reactivating deviants or bringing them into the world, maybe emerging them, maybe this is also simultaneously will give humans the X gene, and we can see mutants come into the world eventually. Maybe. Just throwing that out there. But man, this got me hyped. This got me excited. We actually got to see a little bit of people's personalities, their banter, a little bit of what they can do. Not too many hints. Again, I'm not familiar with the Eternals on the individual level. So I don't know what each of their individual abilities are, or their personalities. I'm just not familiar with them in general. That's the case with most of Marvel things. If it's outside of the X-Men team and Spider-Man, the MCU has been mostly the MCU and researching things about the MCU and and in turns, researching things about the comics themselves to try to learn a little bit more. I'm just collecting as many nuggets as I can. This is one of those ones I have not really dived into too much. I did watch Comics Explained video on the Eternals, but it just kind of went in one ear and kind of out the other. I need to rewatch it. But as far as he was talking about, like, you know, it's hard to talk about their lineage and them as a group rather than talking about them on the individual level. So I think he was going to be putting out a video on each of the Eternals, but I don't know if that's happened yet. I haven't checked back in a while. But guys, if you got any information on some of these characters, throw it in the comments, man. I would love to know. Nothing that you think would be a spoiler, though I don't know if we would really even know where this is going to go, so I wouldn't even worry about it. Just give me your thoughts, your theories, if you're familiar with these characters, let me know who they are, what their thing is. I'd love to know so I can go into it and kind of see how that kind of lands. But then again, I'm still going to go into this with a fresh mindset whatsoever, having a blank slate for these characters in general, so it'll be fun. It'll be really fun. I really like the imagery. I really love seeing the Eternals come to life. I love seeing like the Celestials actually alive and involved, and not just in a. Well, I mean, I guess it is still probably going to be a flashback. I doubt we'll see them in real time, but we'll see. But guys, what did you think of the trailer? Are you excited for the Eternals? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. If you want to talk about this or any of the other Marvel shows, upcoming films, existing films, DC, anything, come hang out in the Discord or follow me on my socials. Links to all that's in the description of this video. Before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends, Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, and Philly Vane. Thank you guys as always for your support, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.